Hey everyone, this is Rocky from WheelerandChess.com. Happy Easter, Passover for those celebrating. So I'm just here sipping some homebrew that I brewed up and playing some chess. Good way to spend the Easter Sunday. And I just played a couple games and both of them had some interesting tactics in the endgame. So I figured I'd put these up as puzzles for you. I played this one game here on Chess.com. This was a 15-10 game. And it was a King's Gambit with an Adelaide counter gambit, and it was pretty crazy. So I've got this crazy position, and I decided to try to push my pawn here. I was black, and then white played Rook G1. So here I had a chance to end the game, and it's important that in the end game I always remember to look for tactics because a lot of times I get focused on one idea, maybe my pawn, how can I protect it, how can I push it, and I forget to always look. So here, if you want to put the video on pause and see if you can find the winning move for black, go ahead and do that. All right, so it's not too difficult to spot this, but again, if you're not looking for the tactic, then you're not going to find it. So that was my problem, was just a failure to even look at all, and especially considering that he put a rook on a dark square, and I've got a dark square bishop, then it's something to look at. So here the winning move for black is rook takes, and after king takes, we've got a discovered check and double attack on the rook here. So you're just going to be up material, and that should end the game. And I did manage to win this game, but it was very close and very hard, and I probably wasn't really even winning. It was probably just should have been a draw when I missed this tactic. So sometimes tactic will win you the game fast in the end game, and sometimes it's the only way to win if if you're in a position that where your position could end up blockaded. I don't know if that was really the case here, but I kind of let myself get into a position where I didn't have much. So that would have been a fun way to end the game. So that was one puzzle that I wanted to show. And then I played another game on a different site here, and so I have to load the PGN. This is fun in the analysis board that you can do this on chess.com. So well, I guess I can quickly. I mean, this was it was a Ray Lopez. I forget my opponent's rating. And let me get his bishop, which is a little strange. And he ended up, I don't know really what the evaluation is here, but he just ended up dropping a piece here. So the game's not too interesting by itself, where I just played that very simple win of a piece. Okay, so the game's pretty much over anyway, but your opponent can always try to make things difficult. He does have his pieces here set up to attack, so I thought he should probably try to develop something there, because I don't have a lot of great defensive pieces. All that could probably drop my bishop back. I could probably find a way to defend there, so it shouldn't be too bad. And I also have this A pawn to distract him, and that's what ended up happening. So I just tried to distract him right away. And we get to this kind of interesting position here, where I've got my pawn very far advanced, and it looks like he has a creative try here. And it's something that I had to look at pretty carefully, because you have to also be careful to look for your opponent's tactics, which is even harder sometimes than looking for your own tactics. So the first question is whether black can take this this bishop that's on pre here, and if you calculate to the end, you'll be able to decide whether it's safe or not. So why don't you take a minute here and see what black's able to do. If not taking the bishop, what's the best move? And if you can take the bishop, how are you going to respond? Okay, so I'm going to give the solution now. So the first thing you have to tell yourself is, well, what happens if you take this, and see what white's response is. So white has a tactic here with the rook check, exploiting this discovery on the queen. And after you take back, he's going to win your queen. But this is the importance of calculation, where when I first looked at this, I saw, wow, I'm not even going to be able to queen this pawn, obviously, because he just takes it. And I'm still probably up enough. I probably have more than enough material because I had won that piece before, so even that's probably fine. But I saw that I had a better move here, which is the check. And then after that, it's all over, where you can just queen. And now there's really no back rank issues, because you can always drop your bishop back to f8. That was another important thing to look at. Actually, I even had even more than that, with something like I could have even maybe dropped this bishop back because it was protected by this knight, although it's a little shakier. But things like that where you do always have to look at your back rank too and see, make sure you can cover it. A lot of times, if you have some bishops on these original diagonals, you can come back to the F or the C file sometimes. A lot of times, even you'll see a tactic where you'll take a piece with your bishop. Your opponent will play a rook check, thinking he's going to win with a back rank mate, and then with the same bishop, you drop back to the F or the C file and block the check. So yeah, you always want to look for both tactics and counter tactics. In this case, I had a counter tactic, which was a fun way to win the game. So again, happy holidays for those who are celebrating, and have fun with your chess.